Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Melch Aguilar and I am your host for today. And now let's welcome Miss April Bronya. She's an Adobe Creative Educator, a Digital Creatives Philippines student ambassador, and an avid art enthusiast. Let's welcome Miss April. Hi, Miss April.
Hello everyone, good afternoon here in the Philippines. How are you all?
Okay, so I have some questions for you. So how are you feeling, Miss April?
Right now, I am excited because I am really looking forward to teach video editing, especially to students or young teens like me.
Okay, so when did you start learning Adobe Premiere Pro?
I started learning Adobe Premiere Pro way back year 2017. It was a school project, and because I love video editing, I volunteered in editing our film project.
Oh, so what inspired you to learn Adobe Premiere Pro?
Inspiration. Okay, so I love movies and I love how cinematography works, and that inspired me to learn Premiere Pro to venture in video editing.
Oh, so do you have any advice to the new Premiere Pro users out there?
Well, for me, my ultimate advice is that have patience. Have patience on the process and on yourself. You won't be able to learn video editing in one sitting, and the secret to keep on to video editing is that uh, keep on failing, but also keep on trying. That is my ultimate advice.
Okay, a round of applause for Miss April, and I'm giving the floor to you po.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's course, and today we are going to be editing on Adobe Premiere Pro. So before we finally start, let me just give you a quick introduction about the software. So Adobe Premiere Pro is a timeline-based and nonlinear video editing software application developed by Adobe Incorporated and published as part of the Adobe Creative Cloud licensing program. Premiere Pro provides easy to use features and tools to help you get started quickly and easily. So whether you're making home films or sharing stories on social media, you can focus on creating what matters to you. And personally, what I love about Premiere Pro is that it is very flexible and the tools, the different parts of the software is very helpful in whatever editing you want to do. So now, when you first open the software, this is what you are going to see. And the first thing that you want to do to get started editing is to click on New Project right here. And then you will need to name your projects. So I'm just going to name this one as tutorial. And then, as you can see, you can select where this project is going to be stored on your computer. So I'm just going to leave it as the basic. And then after that, you can just basically click on OK. So now in this video, I'm not going to go super into every single detail about editing. More so just give you an idea about how to get started with the software and really will try to go step by step so everybody can follow along. So the first thing that you will need to do is to create a new sequence. So how will we do that? So what you want to do is go up here on the File tab, and then on the New, click New Sequence, or you can just basically on your keyboard you can just enter Control and N. So as you can see here, you can set up the sequence settings. So basically this is just going to determine all the different settings of the video that you are going to be editing. Right, so what I like to do is just either you can just select one of their templates that they offer, or you can go to custom and then set your own settings. So I'm just going to set the time base as 24 frames per second. And then for a normal full HD video, so that's going to be 1920 by 1080. And then after that, this pixel aspect ratio, you want to make sure to select square pixels. And then that's basically all you need to do to get started editing. You can also name your sequence here, so I'm just going to name this one tutorial as well. And then click OK. Okay, now, so as you can see, we have this timeline right here, which is where you are going to be doing most of the editing. So before we finally start with the editing, let me just kind of walk you through how Adobe Premiere Pro kind of works. So this right here is going to be your playback area where you will be able to see the video that you are editing right now. And this right here is your effect controls. So if you want to add any sort of effects or transitions or change the settings of a certain clip, then you will be able to do that right here. And right here is your media browser. You will be able to put in any clips here or any text or videos or sound effects, whatever it might be you have. Your basic tools right here, and on the top you can switch between different kind of views that Adobe has for you. So for example, if you want to do coloring, you can go to this tab and it will be kind of optimized for doing color editing. And same with the effects tab, it will be optimized for the effects editing. And same with audio, graphics, and the other tabs. So, but for now, we're just going to be staying here on the editing workspace and do most of the video there. So now, if you can't find something or whatever, then you can always just go to Window, right here, Window Workspaces, and reset your workspace, or click anything here that you want to make sure is visible on your main screen. Now, the first thing that you want to do before you even get started with the editing is organization. So why is that important? So organization is something that is super crucial if you want to be editing effectively and not waste much time. So basically, looking for all your different clips. So what I like to do is go right here on our media browser, and I want to make several bins or folder for my files. For example, I want to do video bin and the audio bin so that I have different folder for those two different formats. So right here on the media browser, right click and then new bin. So I'm just going to name this one as video. So another bin for the audio formats. So in this case, I will have one bin for the video and another bin for the audio. So now you can go ahead and open your folder that has all the different clips that you want to use in your edit. So I have here my clips, so I'm just going to select that and then drag and drop to my video bin. Same with my audio. I'm just going to drop this one on my audio bin. So now, as you can see, I have imported all of my clips and audio that I'm going to use on this video editing. So now that we are back, the first thing that I'm gonna do with the videos before I would actually go ahead and import this on my timeline is I'm going to make sure that our clips, it's right here and they are working. So as you can see, when you double click the clips on your media browser, you will have a preview right here on the effects controls. So this one is very important for you to have a quick preview of what you are going to be inserted in your timeline. So now if you just want to go and straight up into import a whole video and not just like a part of it, you can just basically drag this clip onto your timeline. So I will explain this one later, so I'm just going to keep existing settings. So if you guys are following me, please comment hashtag Adobe Premiere Pro, hashtag Digital Creative Philippines, and hashtag Adobe.Educate. If you have questions, please just list it and you can ask me later during the Q&A portion. So as you can see, our clip is not the same size as our sequence size. So how do you fix this one? So right here on your timeline, click on the clip and on your playback area, double click your clip and then you will see the adjustment points right here, and then you can just basically adjust it. manually like that. So if you have a hard time on finding those adjustment points, you can just basically select zoom level right here and zoom out. So as you can see, your playback area has reduced the size of your video. So you can now adjust this one again. And you can just go back to the original size of it. Okay. So for some instances that if your clips does not match the size of your video settings, you can just always edit your size or adjust your clips on this area. So now that we have inserted our first clip, we will insert the second clip. So as you can see right here, you can actually scroll through it on this little tab here. So if you only want to import a certain part of the video, then what you can do is click on the part where you want to start and then click I on your keyboard and you will see a part that is being highlighted on, and then go to the part where you want to end it, for example right here, and then click O on your keyboard. So I for end, and over out for O. And then you can just go and grab this and drag onto one of your video tracks. So now you have inserted only a part of the clip, not the whole clip itself. Okay. Again, if you are still here, please comment hashtag Premiere Pro, hashtag Digital Creatives Philippines, and hashtag Adobe.Education. So now that we have imported our clips, the next thing that I want to show to you is how to use the very basic tools. So the first one that you are going to be using the most is the selection tool. So this is the one that you can use to grab a clip and then move it around like this. You can move it to the different tracks right here, and note that you can have as much as you want or as much track as you want depending on the layers that you will be doing. The selection tool is a default tool in Premiere Pro and is used for many common tasks in the timeline. To select the tool, either click the select button in the toolbox or use the V keyboard shortcut. To select a single clip or transition, click the clip or transition in the timeline. And to select only the video or audio portion of a clip, hold down the Alt key while clicking the clip. which I will be showing to you later. To select multiple clips, hold down the Shift key while clicking each required clip. It's like Shift click a clip again to remove it from the selection. And the next one that you are going to be using quite a lot is the razor tool. So you can use this to cut the video into, for example, the different pieces. So for example, on this part, I'm going to cut this into two with the razor tool. And then as you can see, I can make my video track a bit bigger for you to have a maximized view of the clip. So as you can see, I have now two pieces of my clips using the razor tool. So you can also move it around just like what we did with the other clip, and then you can move it back right here. And if you want to undo something, you can just basically click on Command Control and say. Okay, so it will undo the actions that we have done. The razor tool is a huge help when working with extensive timelines with multiple tracks, because you can select the clip you want to cut by placing your razor over it. Okay, now that we have known the most used tool here in Premiere Pro, we can now move on to the next step. So I will insert this one right here, and as you can see, we have here a blank space, which is what we need to get rid of. So how can we do that? You can just click on this blank space and then click delete on your keyboard, and boom, you have deleted the blank space. It's easy, right? So now we can just zoom this one out so that we have more space for the other clips. So now I will try importing all of the clips, and then we'll move on to the next step. So as you can see right here, this clip has its audio file. So as you can see, this track below the video track is the track for the audio files. So if your video does not have an audio, there will be no file right here on the audio track. So since this clip has its audio file, the audio file have shown in this track right here. And if you want to get rid of the audio file, this is what we are going to do. Just click the Alt command on your computer or on your keyboard, and then select the audio file and just click on delete. also drag a selection rectangle around the required clips. So on this one, just highlight or select both audio and video. So if you did not use the Alt command on your keyboard, you will delete both the audio and the video file. So now let's just delete this one and then move on with the next step. So let's just insert this one right here. And just insert the clips right here on your timeline. So that is one thing. You can just basically drag your clip from the media browser and drag it directly to the timeline, so it does not matter. It will go right here. So let's import the other videos. And this one. So again, how to get rid of the audio file, just click the Alt on your keyboard, select those audio file, and delete. So now we have our clips right here, and later we will be adding an audio here so that we have a uniform audio for all of our video. So now that we have inserted or imported our clips onto our timeline, let's now use the effect controls. So on this one, okay, so what we did before is that we directly adjust the clip right here, but also you can do that right here on the effect controls. So for example, I clicked the clip, and then right here on our effect controls, you can basically change the position on that one, or just change the scale, adjust the scale onto your preferred size. So just like that. So those are basic adjustments that you can find here on the effect controls. You can do all sorts of things with the effects controls. So like for example, you can also change the opacity of something. So for example, this one, I'm gonna change the opacity of this one right here. The effects opacity, and then drag and adjust. So opacity is just basically how see-through the video is. So if I go and change the opacity of this clip, for example, 50%. So as you can see it got darker because it's showing more of what's under it. And because nothing is under it, it's just showing more, so black color. But if I place this over my clip, over this one, over my clip, you can see how I kind of see both clips at the same time. Now, because the clip on top is just 50% opacity, you can see that both clips are showing. So this part is really interesting if you are making videos about travel blogs or cinematic videos. So you can do a lot of things with this. And let's just go back. You can play around and create pretty cool effects. And the next thing you will be doing a lot as well is speeding up your clips. And also slowing them down. So wait, let's just turn this one, turn it back to 100% opacity. So how do we speed up or slow down our clip or our video? So what you want to do is right click, or first click onto your clip and then right click, click on speed or duration, and you can just basically sped up to 100%. So let's say 200. So we just doubled up the 100% speed. So now let's say 200. So as you can see, if we play this clip, we have now a sped up version of our clip. Okay, so now how do we slow it down? Same with the speed up settings, you can just basically click on speed or duration and then reduce the speed to 50%. Now, as you can see, the slowing down of the video. So let's turn it back to 100%. And then, just like before, just select the blank space right here and delete. Okay, so now let's try and add some effects and transitions onto our video. So, on your media browser, just click on the two arrows right here, up here, and then click Effects. So, there are a lot of effects of presets that Premiere Pro has to offer. So, for example, let's add some video effects right here. And we can just basically choose. It has a lot of effects right here. And let's find something that will blend with our video. Absolute perspective, brush. So let's try this one. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this into our clip. And as you can see, the effects have instantly shown onto our video. Okay, so as you can see, our video is a bit laggy. That is because our playback resolution is in full mode, so you can always reduce that into 1/4 or 1/2 so that the playback of the video is not laggy at all. So as you can see, the effect is now showing. So if you want to remove the effect, you can just basically click on this one, on this part, the effect controls, and then the brush strokes effect, and click delete. So now you have redo your effects. So let's try cutting this into two so that we have two different parts. So let's use the razor tool. And then we can just basically add an effect right here so that only part of this clip has an effect. So let's check. So as you can see, the first part of our video has the brush strokes effects, and then the rest of the video is free from effects. So let's try adding some video transition right here. So my favorite transition is the cross dissolve because it gives very smooth transitions from the first clip onto the next clip. So I'm just going to drag and drop to this part. And then as you can see, the cross dissolve is now visible. So let's try playing this clip right here. And boom! We now have a smooth transition using the cross dissolve. Okay, so let's try adding some transitions to most of our clips. Okay, so some instances that our effects, so some instances the effects does not add to both clips. So for instances like this, you can just basically go to your effect controls and then adjust it right here. Okay. Or you can also change the duration of your effects right here. So for example, I'm gonna set this into 2 seconds to make it longer, and just like that, we now have a smooth transition between our clips. And then I'm just gonna add some more to transitions play a big role in video editing because it gives impact and excitement to your video output. The more suitable and more smooth transitions, the more interesting your video will be. So let's try adding some transitions to our videos. So if this information popped up, just click on OK, and the effect will still be visible onto your video. So let's try doing most of the video right here for the transitions. And then after that, now that we have transitions and effects on our video, let's try putting our audio. So now let's add our audio. So let's go back here on our media browser. And then onto our audio bin, let's drag and drop the audio file right here. So now let's try playing our video with the audio. So another thing some of you guys might want to use in the future is recording voiceovers. So in order to do that, all you want to do is go to wherever you want to start recording, for example right here, and then click here on this microphone, and then it's going to start counting down, and then you will be able to talk over your footage, and it's already going to record your voice right here. So now we have here the clip or the track wherein your voice has been recorded. So now that we don't need this one, let's just click onto that and then delete. So now, next up, let me show you how you can create text on your video. So to do that, you can just go right here on the basic tools, and then the type tool, and then create the text box right here on your playback area, and just input the text that you guys want to insert on your video. So for example, we are making this vlog video. So let's just say this is vlog 01. So to edit that, and let's move our workspace or interface. Let's adjust this right here. And then as you can see, we have here the essential graphics tab, and this is where you can edit your text that you have input on your video. So for example, let's edit our text right here. So what I did is that I highlighted the text, and then you can just basically change the font right here. So for example, Technic Bold, and then let's center align the text. And also I want to emphasize that your font style must vary to what video you are editing, what type of video you are doing. And then you can always adjust your text, the size of your text right here. And then there are a lot of settings right here wherein you can always edit your text right here. If you want to make it on italic, on bold, or all capitalized. And also, you can always change the appearance of your text. So for example, I'm gonna turn this font into black, but I guess, of course, white is more suitable, is more readable. And we can also add some strokes for an addition to our text effect. So as you can see, we have here a black stroke and background right here. Change the size of your background like that. And then shadow right here, wherein you can also change the size of your shadow, the angle of your shadow, and the color of your shadow. Okay, so I think this is more suitable and more readable than before. So now that we have edited our text, we can always turn it back to have a maximized view of our editing workspace. So just like that, let's turn back to our selection tool and just adjust the text box and then drag the text box onto the center. So, okay. Now that we have our text right here, we can also input an effect or a transition right here. So let's go back to our effects and transition. So I think let's use this one. So let's see. Vlog 01. So again, we can choose the full playback resolution to see more clear. But yes, it's a bit laggy, so let's just go back to the 1/4 playback resolution. It is okay, it does not matter because later on when we export this video, we have certain settings that will turn our video into a full HD video. Okay, so we can always shorten this one, the title, by just dragging this. And then now we have a shorter title on our clip. So now that we have our video, text, and audio, let's try adding some adjustment layers layer right here. So just click on your media browser and then new item. Adjustment layer right here, and then just basically click on OK. So, how does adjustment layer works? So, adjustment layer works by it serves as the layer wherein we can add color effects onto our video by not adding directly onto our clips. So anytime we can cancel the color effects, the effects or transitions by just deleting the adjustment layer. So for example, I want to edit the color of the video or so I'm just gonna go right here on the adjustment layer, click your adjustment layer, and then go to the color workspace. So now the workspace will be optimized to the color editing. So for example, I want to change the temperature. So as you can see, there is a certain change in color. So as you can see on the source clip versus on our playback area. So what I want to do is create a more warm video of this one. Warm color or warm hue of this one. And then I think this exposure. Okay, so let's try adjusting this one. Okay, the highlights, the shadows. To a more cinematic video, let's try dropping down the shadows. And also the whites, the saturation, and as you can see, the change of color and the vividness of the color is very visible right now. So there are a lot of settings right here, the curves, the color wheels, the HSL, secondary, and the vignette. Okay, so now that we have adjusted our color, we can now go back to our editing workspace. So you can see clearly the change in color. And we can always cancel the color by just deleting the adjustment layer, as I've said before. And to undo the action, just Ctrl-Z on your keyboard. And we can just basically add the effect onto the whole video by adjusting the adjustment layer right here. So now we have inserted the whole color effect onto our video. Just like that. So let's try and edit our video to a more cinematic look. So what I want to do right here is to create a blank space right before the start of the clip. So let's zoom out our track, and then I will just basically select all of our files, our video, and then I will adjust it right here so that we have here a blank space, and then zoom in. Okay, wait, let's try and make it a bit shorter. So for example, I'm gonna start with the 1 second. Then I'm gonna select all of our video clips, and then I'm just gonna add an effect right here, a transition right here, the additive dissolve, and then let's try and see. Okay, so let's adjust this one, the title, so that we have a smooth transition of videos. And okay, I think we have to change the transition of our text. So I'm just gonna click on the text, click on the effect, and delete. So let's find a more suitable transition. Let's try and use the cross zoom. Okay, I think this is better than before. We can also add some cross dissolve right here so that we have a smooth transition of our text. Let's also go and try adding some text on to the other part of our video. For example, right here, I want to insert another text using the type tool, and I'll just, so let's say find, so let's say find a new possibility. So again, let's adjust our workspace right here to have a full view of our text settings. So just highlight the text and then adjust the size of your text box. Okay, so just like that, we have set our text. So I'm just gonna drop this one to our second track right here. I will make it shorter, and then I'm gonna add some effects right here. Transition. So we have a smooth transition of text. And on this part right here, I want to add another text using the type tool. Let's say escape completely. Since we're making a video, a travel vlog, so let's make use of these words. Just center the text. And then put that right here below the adjustment layer. And on this part, I want to add another text. So using the type tool, create a text box and let's say enjoy the freedom. Okay, so using the selection tool, let's adjust our text box and then adjust it to the center of the video. And then I'm just gonna drag this one and drop below the adjustment layer. And I think I'm gonna add some more text right here. Right here. So let's say, okay, exploring the world in comfort. So using the selection tool, I'm just gonna adjust this one. Okay, adjust the text box to create a single line, and then also let's adjust the size. So let's say 75. Okay, that's a bit smaller than before, but I think it is okay. So So adjust and input some transitions. Same with this one. Okay. Just like that. Now we have our videos right here with effects, transitions, and audio. So for example, if you are editing, if you do not want to hear your audio file, you can just simply go here and then mute track. So if you were doing a preview of your work, then your audio is muted. And then you can just always turn it on. So are you guys following me? If yes, please comment hashtag Premiere Pro, hashtag Digital Creatives Philippines, and hashtag Adobe.Educate. I am very happy to be sharing with you this new knowledge. And I am very happy that I am sharing as well as learning with you guys right now. So I hope you are following me my step by step. And again, if you have questions, just list it down and you can ask me later. So now let's try and make use of the reverse video. So I think the reverse is interesting right here. So let's go to the speed or duration and reverse speed. So as you can see, we now have a reverse video right here. Okay, so again, another one, let's try and make use of this slow-mo effect right here. So let's reduce the speed to 50%. And as you can see, our clip is a bit longer than before. And you can see right here the slow-mo effect of the video. And don't forget to always adjust your adjustment layer to cover all your video right here. You can see the warm effect because we have adjusted the color before. So you can always use this one, the settings right here, to see the differences in between tracks. So now I want to add a final transition right here. So I'm just gonna use this effect dip to black. And then I also want to have a smoother transition. So I'm just gonna adjust the effect to longer part. So okay, now that we have our video, audio, adjustment layer, and text, we want to make sure that our video is edited the way we want it to. So let's try and have some preview of our video. So that's it. As you can see, we have here an excess of our audio, and you can just always cut this one right here. So let's make it right here. The razor tool, and then cut. And in order for us to have a smooth transition of the audio, let's use the exponential fade right here. So let's adjust this one for us to have a fade out effect of our audio. Okay, so now we have edited our first video on Adobe Premiere Pro. So as you can see, it is very flexible and very easy to use. You just have to familiarize the basic tools and parts of the workspace of Adobe Premiere Pro. So you can now create your own video using Adobe Premiere Pro. So now, the final step in editing a video is how to export the video. So, how can we export the video here in Adobe Premiere Pro? So, after that, we have created your full edit, then you want to export your video or masterpiece. So, what you want to do is go up to File, and then go to Export right here, and click Media. And now, as you can see, you can select your export settings here. So there are a lot of presets right here, but for most video content, on internet content, you want to keep it as H.264. So I'm just going to, okay, this is the output name, wherein you can always change that however you like. And then just click on Match Source so that we have the same settings with our settings before in our sequence. So the width and height, the frame rate, so you might just want to check it, double check, and then click on the render at maximum depth, and then leave it as the basic, and for the bitrate settings, let's leave at 10 target bitrate, and then that's it. You can just basically click on export. So now let's just wait for our video to be exported, and then after that we now have the output, the final output of our video in Adobe Premiere Pro.
So, hello everyone. I'm going to show you our final output of our video editing in Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay, so that was a very nice creation, Miss April. So, anyone, if you have any questions po, comment down below. And for those who have not yet commented, hashtag Adobe Community Philippines, please comment down below. And I'm going to send you the link of our live so you can comment down. Wait lang. Here po, comment down. Hashtag Adobe Community Philippines. Ayan. So, Miss April, so, ano po yung, what's their assignment for, what's their assignment po?
Okay. Okay guys, so this is how you are going to start with your first video edit in the software. So I want you guys to create a vlog, create your story. You have the freedom on what story you are going to tell. So first, gather your videos and then apply effects and transitions using the tools we have learned today. And basically that's it. The final step is share it to the world using the hashtags Premiere Pro and hashtag Adobe Community Philippines. So that's it. Very simple.
Ayan. So, ito po, we have here a question from Lawal. How can I connect with you daw? Po.
Okay, so you can connect me on my LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn name is April Joy Bronya. So okay, so can we type? Okay, okay, so that's my LinkedIn account, April Joy Bronya, and I am posting several graphics like that. So you can follow me to follow my graphics journey in LinkedIn.
So, Miss April, ano po yung suggested um, specs para magamit po ang Premiere Pro?
Premiere Pro works in most of the laptops. So I think kahit naman hindi siya masyadong high-end. So laptops that are not so high-end are compatible with Adobe Premiere Pro. It is super friendly with most of the laptops.
Oh, okay. Once again, please join us on our communities and we have here an upcoming training. Here po is our next upcoming training. Let's learn Adobe Illustrator. Okay. So okay, so thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in our next training. Ayan.